Number 7. Courtney Intimaine. In the summer of 2019, 2-year-old Courtney Intimaine was having a barbecue with his family in South Africa's Kruger National Park. At around 8 p.m., the little boy was following his father back to their bungalow, located in a compound that was fenced off. The man had already gone inside when he heard his son's agonizing screams. A leopard had pounced from the darkness and taken Courtney in its jaws. When the boy's terrified father saw what was happening, he ran at the leopard screaming. The beast dropped Courtney and leapt in the same tree it had most likely used to climb over the compound's wall. The blood-soaked child was rushed to a hospital as he'd sustained repeated bites on his neck and body. Unfortunately, there was nothing more that doctors could do for him, and he was pronounced dead on arrival. The leopard was tracked down and shot by a park ranger, since it presented the risk of becoming a serial man-eater. The leopard is a big cat of the Felidae family and a member of the Panthera genus that also includes lions, tigers, and jaguars. Leopards have large skulls, long, muscular bodies, and relatively short legs. They have well-camouflaged fur marked by dark spots which are grouped in rosettes. Much like jaguars, leopards can be melanistic, meaning that they exhibit a black pigmentation. These rare specimens are usually referred to as black panthers. The maximum recorded weight for a leopard found in southern Africa was roughly 212 pounds, with a length of 8.7 feet. They typically tend to grow larger in areas where they're apex predators and don't face competition from lions or tigers. Wildlife experts argue that they're less afraid of humans than both. Historically, leopards have counted themselves among the world's most terrifying man-eaters. They're not only exceptionally strong and agile, but also capable of stealthy attacks. Additionally, leopards are arguably the best climbers of all the big cats. This means that they can rapidly move around the environment, searching for the perfect spot and finding the right moment to strike. It's these attributes and others that make leopards very dangerous to humans. Number 6. Shrutika Thit. In late March 2019, 5-year-old Shrutika Thit was harvesting maize with her grandmother in the Indian village of Sakori. Unbeknownst to them, a leopard was lying in wait in the nearby fields. The feline suddenly pounced and bit Shrutika on the neck. As the beast tried to drag her away, the girl's cries alerted her grandmother and other villagers. They intervened and hurled stones at the predator until it let go of the child and fled. Shrutika was rushed to a hospital, but by that point, it was already too late to save her life. As the leopard sunk its powerful jaws in the child's neck, it had severed major arteries. Shrutika was declared dead moments after arriving to the emergency room. According to a village spokesman, there were other leopards roaming the area's sugarcane fields. A 5-month-old had been killed in a village 66 miles from Sakori in January of the same year. There are currently 8 leopard subspecies officially recognized by the Cat Specialist Group. Nowadays, these creatures inhabit less than a quarter of their historical range. Habitat destruction and poaching by humans have played a significant role in their dwindling numbers. Leopards are illegally hunted for their body parts, which are smuggled to be used as decoration or in traditional medicine. Expansion of agriculturally used land in their natural habitats has reduced the leopard's range, which has also contributed to an increase of attacks on humans. It's one of the reasons that leopards sometimes wander into cities or villages. The most widespread subspecies is the African leopard, found in most of sub-Saharan Africa. The Indian leopard is widely distributed in the Indian subcontinent, while other leopard subspecies can be found in Java, Sri Lanka, the Arabian Peninsula, or eastern Turkey. The most endangered leopard subspecies, also described as the rarest big cat in the animal kingdom, is the Amur leopard. As of 2019, only about 90 of them are believed to inhabit a large area along the Russian-Chinese border. When they hunt, leopards rely on their acute hearing and vision, but their sense of smell is also quite keen and has occasionally been described as better than a tiger's. Leopards prey on over 100 different species, including ungulates, primates, jackals, foxes, or cheetahs. They're solitary and territorial animals that are mainly active at night. Number 5. Attack in Prakash Nagar. A wild leopard wrought havoc in Prakash Nagar, a densely populated village in the West Bengal region of India. The big cat, estimated at 200 pounds, had strayed into the area from a nearby national park and became agitated when locals raised the alarm. The beast savaged several villagers, police officers, and forest rangers as they desperately tried to defend against its attacks. Even though they'd attempted to reach higher ground, the leopard moved through the environment quickly and still managed to catch them off guard. It leapt from rooftops and walls, picking off targets in rapid, merciless attacks. One forest guard was left in critical condition as he tried to tranquilize the beast. The feline did, however, sustain multiple injuries, which would ultimately prove fatal. As the police officers were trying to save their colleagues, they had stabbed the rampaging predator with knives and struck it with their batons. Even though it was eventually tranquilized, the leopard succumbed to the injury sustained in the attack. Number 4. Attack in Jalandhar. In 2019, a leopard went on a rampage in the Indian city of Jalandhar. It took a 12-man crew to capture the aggressive feline as it jumped throughout the city's walls and fences. Locals found the feline hiding in an abandoned house and called the wildlife authorities. Rangers arrived at the scene and attempted to restrain the predator using nets. It swiftly pounced on them as well as other Jalandhar locals. One ranger tried to entangle the animal in rope, but was knocked off his perch by the pouncing predator. However, he managed to avoid the leopard's sharp claws and vicious bite by pushing it away. Over 100 bystanders watched as the feline ran rampant, fearing that they might become its victims. At least 6 people were attacked, but it was reported that the injuries they'd sustained weren't severe. Footage from the attack shows the leopard biting and clawing at a man's backside as others scrambled over a fence. Time and time again, the feline used its outstanding speed and remarkable climbing ability to avoid the rangers. The leopard absorbed 3 direct hits from a tranquilizer gun before it showed signs of slowing down. One forest official explained that it's harder for the sedatives to take hold if the leopard's been very aggressive. After it finally went down several hours later, a veterinary team from a nearby zoo took the beast with them. As one wildlife expert put it, if the leopard were the size of a lion, it would be 10 times more dangerous. That's because the leopard's arguably more cunning, a superior climber, and it makes better use of stealth attacks. Even though it lacks the support of a pride, this creature has been preying on humans and their ancestors for millions of years. One aspect is particularly terrifying when it comes to man-eating leopards. Most big cats become man-eaters after they're injured and can no longer pursue regular prey. This doesn't seem to be true of most leopards. A study has revealed that close to 80% of reported man-eaters are uninjured, mature males. Once a leopard has gotten a taste for human flesh, it will likely pursue humans as prey and may even target them exclusively. It's a terrifying prospect, particularly when considering its physical prowess and the numerous deadly tools at its disposal. Its jaws and neck muscles are so powerful that the leopard can carry prey close to twice its own weight up trees. It's extremely agile and athletic, capable of vertical leaps up to 10 feet, horizontal leaps of nearly 20 feet, and speeds of up to 36 miles per hour. Leopards are exceptional climbers and can pounce from trees head first. They go for the kill by delivering a swift bite to the neck, which can break the bones in the cervical spine and sever major arteries. Severe and even lethal injuries can also be inflicted with their razor-sharp claws. The leopard's particularly deadly in regions of India and Nepal. Although an official figure hasn't been determined, attacks in these areas are suspected of being in the hundreds each year. This often means that they edge out all other large carnivores combined. Number 3. Swaraj Gernul. The Gurnul family awoke in the early hours of one Sunday to find that their 9-month-old child, Swaraj, was missing. Fearing the worst, they called wildlife authorities, who canvassed the area near their home in Gadbori village. Some of the boy's mutilated body parts were later found a little over a mile from the Gurnul home. The authorities determined that in the dead of night, a leopard had snuck into the house. The beast then stealthily snatched little Swaraj and dragged him deep into the forest outside the village. It devoured his body, leaving behind only mangled remains. A funeral for the infant was held later that day. In the aftermath of this horrific leopard attack, cameras and solar lamps were set up in the village. The bushes were also cleared in an effort to limit the feline's ability of using them for camouflage. There are a few measures to take towards avoiding an encounter with a leopard, since most unarmed average-sized humans will most likely have a tough time in a one-on-one fight. Avoid cubs at all cost, even if you think they're alone. Leopards have a well-developed sense of smell, so the mother will likely already know you're there. They're ferociously protective of their young and won't hesitate to attack any perceived threats. As seen in our previous listings, young children are easy targets for leopards, so make sure that they're secure, especially at night. If you do encounter a leopard and it's close to you, don't look it in the eye. This creature relies heavily on camouflage, and looking directly at its eyes will let it know that its cover has been blown. This might trigger an attack, as will turning your back to the beast, which may set off its chase instinct. Back away slowly, but stop if the leopard starts moving towards you. There's no hope of outrunning or outclimbing the predator. Your best bet is to stand your ground and make yourself look big. Finally, if fighting with your bare hands is the only option you have left, be prepared to sustain at least some cuts and bruises. Protect your neck, which is the leopard's favorite killing spot. Use one forearm to keep the beast at bay as you punch and kick its nose, eyes, or throat. Once the leopard has given up on the attack, seek immediate medical attention. Today's video was requested by Piper. If you have any other topics you'd like to learn about, subscribe and let us know in the comments section below. Number 2. Leopard of Rudraprayag. For over 8 years, the leopard of Rudraprayag terrorized a road connecting 2 Hindu shrines in India. Pilgrims who dared to cross his territory were attacked, and people from the villages in the area wouldn't leave their homes at night. Even so, the leopard would reportedly break down doors or climb through windows and drag the occupants out. It became quite clear that the leopard of Rudraprayag had a preference for human meat. The official position was that it had claimed at least 125 lives. After soldiers and a number of reputable hunters failed to kill the beast, renowned hunter Jim Corbett took it upon himself to do so. He successfully put an end to the leopard's reign of terror in 1926. Corbett noted that hunting leopards presented more challenges than any other animal. Today's featured fan shoutout is Instagram follower Hyde State of Mind 12. To appear in our next video, send us your pic rocking the latest merch from theywillkillyou.com and send it in to us on Instagram today. Number 1. Panar Leopard. The Panar leopard is not only the most notorious man-eater of his species, but when considering death toll, he's also among the worst man-eaters in recorded history. During the early 20th century, the beast lived in the Camoan region of India. During his killing spree, the leopard was most active in the Panar province, which is why he was named after it. It seems that the large male feline had been responsible for over 400 fatal attacks. This is far more than any other known man-eating leopard. It didn't, however, receive much coverage from the Indian press, possibly due to the remoteness of the area where he was active. Like the previous man-eater on our list, the Panar leopard was also put down by Jim Corbett in 1910. The hunter determined that both predators had developed a taste for human flesh by eating bodies which had been left unburied during disease epidemics. He documented both hunts in a book called Man-Eaters of Camoan. Corbett once wrote that there was something very terrifying in the angry grunt of a charging leopard. He added that he'd seen lines of elephants maintain their position in front of a tiger, but that they'd flee in a stampede when faced with a charging leopard. Thanks for watching. With what animal would you least want to be in a fight to the death? Let us know in the comments section below.